Start of video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a Reddit story that's a perfect mix of hilarious, slightly terrifying, and maybe a little bit wholesome. The title says it all. My girlfriend texted, "I told your cardiologist you've been skipping your heart meds." Let's get right into it. So, our original poster, let's call him Mark, kicks things off by explaining he has a pre-existing heart condition. Nothing life-threatening, but serious enough that he needs to take daily medication to manage it. He admits he's been a bit lazy lately, sometimes forgetting his meds, or just thinking, I feel fine, I'll skip it today. We've all been there with something, right? Maybe not heart medication, but you know, that vitamin you're supposed to take or the stretching you're supposed to do. Mark has a cardiologist he sees regularly for checkups. He describes the doctor as a super serious, no-nonsense kind of guy who gets straight to the point. Every time Mark sees him, the doctor drills him on his medication adherence. "Are you taking your pills every single day, Mark?" No exceptions. And Mark, feeling a little guilty, would always just nod and say, "Yep, doc, every single day, haven't missed one." He knew he was fibbing, but he didn't want the lecture. This is where his girlfriend, let's call her Sarah, enters the picture. Sarah is the complete opposite of Mark when it comes to this stuff. She's organized, responsible, and genuinely concerned about his health. She's often the one reminding him, "Hey, did you take your heart medication yet?" More often than not, Mark would brush it off, saying, yeah, I got it, even when he hadn't. Apparently, this had become a recurring theme in their relationship. He figured what she didn't know wouldn't hurt her, and a few missed pills here and there couldn't be that big of a deal. Oh, the foreshadowing. So, last week, Mark had his regular checkup with Dr. Sirius. The appointment went as usual. The doctor asked the dreaded question, "Taking your medication, Mark?" And Mark gave his standard, confident reply, "Absolutely, every day." The doctor nodded, ran some standard tests, said everything looked stable, and sent him on his way. "I told your cardiologist you've been skipping your heart meds. We need to talk." Mark said he just stared at his phone for a solid 2 minutes, his brain trying to process what he just read. She did what? She called his doctor. She snitched on him to his cardiologist, the one he had just lied to face-to-face not 30 minutes ago. The mix of shock, betrayal, and sheer panic was overwhelming. His first thought was, I am in so much trouble, not just with his girlfriend, but with the stern-faced doctor who now knew he was a liar. He immediately called her. He says he was ready to be furious, to yell, "Why would you do that?" But the second she picked up, she just sounded so tired and sad. She explained that she was at her wit's end. She was terrified that his carelessness would lead to a serious health scare, and she felt like she had no other choice. She said, "Mark, I love you, and I can't stand by and watch you gamble with your health. I'm sorry if I crossed the line, but I'm not sorry for trying to keep you safe." And that just deflated all his anger. How can you be mad at that? She wasn't being malicious. She was acting out of love and desperation. He realized how much stress his casual attitude had been causing her. He was the one being selfish, not her. So, what about the doctor? This is where it gets even better. Mark, filled with dread, had to go back into the clinic. He walked up to the receptionist and mumbled that he needed to speak with the doctor again. The receptionist gave him a knowing look, which made him feel about 2 inches tall. He was shown back to an exam room, and a few minutes later, Dr. Sirius walked in. But this time, his expression wasn't stern. He just looked at Mark, and then he let out a small, almost unnoticeable smile. He said, "Your girlfriend, Sarah, right? She's a keeper. Now, let's talk for real about why you're not taking your medication." Mark was floored. He expected a scolding, a lecture, maybe even to be fired as a patient. Instead, the doctor was ... understanding. They had the most honest conversation they'd ever had. Mark admitted he struggled with the routine and sometimes felt complacent because he wasn't experiencing any symptoms. The doctor explained, in very clear terms, exactly what the medication did and the risks of skipping doses, not to scare him, but to educate him. He then worked with Mark to come up with a better strategy. They talked about using a weekly pill organizer, setting alarms he wouldn't ignore, and even switching to a different medication schedule that might fit his lifestyle better. The doctor treated him not just as a patient, but as a person, and it was all because his girlfriend made a bold move. When Mark got home, he and Sarah had a long talk. He apologized for being so cavalier about his health and for putting her through so much worry. She apologized for going behind his back, but they both agreed it was a necessary wake-up call. Mark said that for the first time, he truly understood the importance of his medication, not just for him, but for the people who love him. He ends his Reddit post by saying he now has his pills and a bright orange organizer right next to his coffee machine, so he can't miss them. He and Sarah have a new system where he sends her a thumbs-up emoji every morning after he takes them. It's a small thing, but it's their little pact. He says his relationship with Sarah is stronger than ever, and surprisingly, so is his relationship with his cardiologist. He joked that Dr. Sirius now greets him by asking, "So, how's that wonderful girlfriend of yours?" What an incredible story, right? It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, the people who love us have to do crazy things to get through to us. And it's also a lesson in taking our health seriously, for ourselves and for our loved ones. Huge props to Sarah for having the courage to make that call. What do you guys think? Did she cross a line, or was it a brilliant move? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you would have done in that situation. Thanks so much for hanging out and listening to this story with me today. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. It really helps a lot. Stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.